I'm far from perfect, and I've always been the kind of person that ranked approval slightly higher than honesty in my list of character traits. And the battle between the two is where I find myself time and time again. It's always difficult to be humble when talking about something that stirs so much emotion, but at the risk of sacrificing my image for honesty, I did this trip for me. I needed to prove to myself that if I put my mind to something, neither man nor God could stand in my way. But this was my way of proving to myself I'm worth the effort I put into others. I'm worth the parts of my life that I give up to pursue something that admittedly is a little selfish. So this is me. This is my team. And it means more to me to have succeeded in our own little way than the culmination of all the times the world told me I couldn't. So I stand here today, unashamed of my honesty, stronger than my struggles, and proud of who I am and what we've accomplished.
On the last episode of One Lane Road, we made a pit stop at Bear Lake after soaking up some ghost town history in Chesterfield. Made it through another state and into Wyoming. Had issues with the vehicles, the gear, and the team in more ways than one, but we were thankful to have a beautiful camp spot for our first night in a new state. We spent the morning making our way into town to search for the parts we needed to prep the vehicle for the day's trail. And we were finding our inexperience in this type of travel to be somewhat of a nuisance. Many of the small issues we were having along the way probably could have been avoided if we'd understood what we were getting ourselves into, but what better way to find our way to experience than to jump in feet first? For many, caution is the great barrier between the current circumstance and the dream we aspire to, but for us we decided at least this once we'd bite down, throw caution to the wind, and let our future be dictated by the whims of the trail.
So as you can see, we got a tree blocking the trail. It's too thick and heavy to just push out of the way, so we're going to get the little handsaw out and cut it off and keep on moving forward. Game on!
Despite the small hiccups we were dealing with, our spirits were high this morning as we powered through the first miles of Wyoming Trail. We had no idea what was in store for the next state on our journey, but one thing was true. It was bound to be different than anything we'd experienced before.
Got a nice little crack in the windshield, I don't know if you can see it. And branches and sticks everywhere.
Whoop, watch yourself, Steve, this is gonna come down.
You wanna walk it out? You wanna help with this, Zach?
Get that big part, there you go, Zach. Oh, you!
I usually hold on with one hand and film with the other on the side of the truck, and it's not that easy to hold on to, so you gotta take a break once in a while. But I got a nice view from out here, so that's a good thing.
Stay here. Not so sharp. No, stop. Stop. Okay. Okay, right there. Turn driver just a little bit. Hey, Chris. Driver. Chris. Little more. Right there. Now take it slow. Yep, there you go. Perfect. Keep coming. Woo! There you go. Yeah. Get back. Whoa. Hey, come get on his. I'm good. Your rear's gonna start climbing a little bit.
Yep. There you go. Now you're in the hole. Okay. Stop there. Whoa. Okay. Now turn driver. Driver. Okay. Come forward just a tiny bit while you turn driver. Driver. Okay. We'll let you go driver anymore. There you go. Yep. Driver. There you go. Yep. Nice. Perfect. Okay. Keep coming.
Looking good, dude.
Yep. Passenger. There you go. Perfect.
Oh, dude, that was as close as I think I've ever been to actually tipping this thing over on its side. I mean, we weren't in an area where like we would have just had to tip it back over. It wasn't like it was going to be a hard fall, but it definitely felt like I was going over for a second. It's pretty sketchy.
Look forward, not so much. Right there. Now come forward a little bit. Yep. There you go. Driver, right there. Right. Just straighten it out a little bit. Nope. Yep. Keep going a little more. Okay.
This is some awesome terrain right here. We're 10 miles into our trail, and in a lot of different ways. There's no rock climbing, but this has been some of the most technical trail we've hit. Jay almost went over twice because they are top heavy. But either way, trucks are doing great. He's just super top heavy, and so this whole mountainside, down, we were just at 8,800 feet. Now we're going down.
Good, a little more passenger right there. Passenger. Driver a little bit. Passenger a little bit. Passenger. Okay, you can straighten out a little bit. You got plenty of room on passenger side.
Yep, there you go.
Looking good, bro. This working real deep. Looking good.
We lost our axe mount. It's a pretty gnarly trail. Trees are scraping the sides. And that was crazy. I thought Jay was going to go over there. He was like almost on his side in that ditch. But he came out of it. We got good spotters. Zach and Chris were doing their jobs perfectly. So it looks like it clears up here, so we made it out. Worked as a team, everything's going rad. So hopefully it all works out. But if it doesn't, that's a part of the adventure.
Yeah, Wyoming welcomes us with a big hello and welcome to our terrain. This is awesome. Sketchy, but okay.
Hey, we're gonna stop and have a safety meeting.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think we need it after that.
Wyoming was revealing herself to be a worthy adversary to our band of dusty grin misfits. We'd barely made a dent in the long trek through our third state, and she'd already tried to set us off balance and shatter our spirits. The terrain was as diverse as we'd seen. Aside from the sandy shade of green covering the plains, you could hardly distinguish much of the view from another planet. It was foreign, but exciting. There was a shift in mood from frustration to a keen sense of appreciation for how insignificant we were in this vast tundra. The antelope looked curiously at us from most of the rolling hilltops in sight. This was truly beyond the beaten path and in the footsteps of the pioneers. So we're right now on the Immigrant Trail. Occasionally the Immigrant and the Oregon Trail, they kind of call the same thing, but this is essentially the path. And if you look to our right side over here, there's even an adjacent path because they always paralleled each other. So it's just interesting to look out here and put yourself in their position where you're looking out into the plains. It's just crazy to be next to the wagon road again.
This is the first old bridge we've come to. Feels solid, but it's probably at least 100 years old, if not older. Looks like a lot of the beams are actually steel in a couple places. I think we kind of figure out as a team if we want to take our chances. Crazy though.
I want to go under here and look at it first because it looks a little sketchy. So there's an area over here that we could cross that if we needed to, but we'll check it out and we'll see what we're getting into first.
To be honest with you, I think we're going to be fine. The steel beam was a replacement. It was a fix for one of the beams that must have rotted out. But for how old it is, looks pretty good. Yeah, so I think we'll be good.
Looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's metal? Oh, this one right here, yeah. This one is, I guess, steel beam.
All right, so we come in to the left of it, and then we come across
Right.
it in here.
Yeah.
And
here's the other thing. When we're on it, we can't gun it and we can't hit the brakes hard because that amount of weight might kick those uprights off.
Yeah. Which side are we staying on? We're staying on the left side?
I think we should just hug these two. Okay. This one here, so there's Chris, and this one here. Okay. All right. Just hug these two. This one here, and this one here. As long as we stay over the beam. And here's the other thing. Yeah, you're gonna go up. You can't gun it, you can't hit the brakes hard. That amount of weight, that kicks those. Right there. It's those kind of things that are like, they're sketchy because you've never crossed it before, so you don't know the structural stability of something like that, but I mean, there was no issues. It went over. Chris even was standing underneath and said there was no flex at all, so. Of the many things today brought our way, one of the most amazing was the change in terrain. We'd started in the evergreen-filled mountains, wandered our way through the Wyoming plains, and ended up here. We definitely were in better spirits today. We got a better night's sleep last night and kind of paced ourselves a little this morning. I think we only did like 130, 120 miles, something like that.
Got the tent set up, beautiful view, and yeah, stoked. Today's day 13, and I think in the last couple days it's kind of set in for all of us. So.
Now we're working on the trucks, just kind of checking things out. We kind of had some rough terrain today and a lot of shaking around, so we're just going to check everything out, make sure everything's still tight and put together, and we should be good.
We're basically staring up this washed out canyon that just is eroded and is like a...
I'm not even sure what to call it, but however desolate and lifeless it was, there was no denying the majesty of the bluestone structures carved from the years of rain and wind. It left us feeling far from home, outside of the path of the Oregon Trail, and honestly in something that more resembled a Star Trek episode, but however remote it felt, we were glad to be here, thankful for the day's events, and ready for whatever twists and turns tomorrow had in our old bag of tricks. There's a reason why we make Chris do all the wood stuff, because he's got so much aggression that if we don't send him out to chop wood, we start being afraid for our lives.
If you were locked up with these guys, you'd be aggressive as well.
But we're so passive.
Okay.
We're not.
They're not even good Russian accents, man.
This thing's a f***ing pain in the ass is what happened. Can't f***ing see anything. Alright. Alright. I'm picking up what you're dropping, for sure.
No, I know, it's just, it makes people irritable. You know what, I'm gonna just say it out loud. It's f***ing hot! Everybody said it, but not out loud. Okay, enough with the f***ing accents!
He gets so angry when we talk in Russian.
If they were good accents, I wouldn't mind.
Well, we have to practice to get good.